Speak version equals 1.0 XMLNS equals http://www.w3.org/2001/10/synthesis. XMLNS. MSDTS equals https://www.w3.org/2001/MSDTS Lang equals NUS. Voice name equals NUS Neural. MSDTS. Express as style equals SAD. Style degree equals 1.8. Prosody rate equals -18%. Pitch equals -10%. I am 91 years old. I've lost my husband of 55 years. My children are estranged from me. And my once thriving business is nothing more than a pile of debt. I've lost everything that was supposed to be important to me. But you know what? If I'm being completely honest, those losses are a blessing in disguise. When I was in my mid-40s, I thought I had it all. I was a successful business owner in New York City, making 6 figures a year and living in a beautiful Manhattan penthouse. But looking back, it was all an illusion. We were making ends meet, but we were constantly stressed, and my husband and I were barely seeing each other. We were too busy building our empire to remember why we started. My children grew up with nannies and private schools. I thought that was the key to giving them the best possible life. But what I didn't realize was that it made them disconnected from reality. They never learned how to work hard or appreciate the little things. They grew up entitled and selfish, and as they got older, they pushed me away. My husband and I were too caught up in our own success to notice how our actions were affecting our children. I remember when my son came to me and said he wanted to leave college because he wasn't learning anything useful. I told him he was being ridiculous and that he needed to finish his education. But looking back, I realized that he was probably right. I just didn't have the courage to admit it at the time. I was too afraid of failure and too proud to admit that I might be wrong. My daughter, she was a different story. She started dating the wrong crowd and got involved with some unsavory characters. I was so caught up in my own stress and worry that I pushed her away too. I didn't know how to be a good mother, and I made mistakes. I regret them every day. But it wasn't just my children. I was so focused on building my business that I neglected my marriage. My husband and I stopped communicating, and we just went through the motions. We were 2 people living in the same house, but we were no longer a team. We were just 2 strangers coexisting under the same roof. It wasn't until my husband passed away that I realized how much I had taken him for granted. We were married for 55 years, and I never once thanked him for being my rock, for being my partner, for being my friend. I just assumed he was always going to be there for me. But life had other plans. When my business finally failed, I was left with nothing. No assets, no savings, no security. I was forced to move back to my childhood home in Ohio, where I grew up dirt poor. But you know what? It was liberating. For the first time in my life, I was free to be myself, to figure out what truly mattered to me. Nobody told me this when I was younger. Nobody told me that material possessions and social status don't bring happiness. Nobody told me that love and relationships are what truly matter. They lied to us, telling us that success and wealth are the keys to happiness. But it's all a lie. I've spent the last few years of my life trying to make amends with my children and rebuild my relationships with them. It's not easy, and it's taken a lot of work, but I'm slowly seeing progress. We're still not where we should be, but we're better than we were a year ago. I've also started volunteering at my local soup kitchen and helping out at a nearby food bank. It's given me a sense of purpose and fulfillment that I never found in my business. I'm finally using my skills to make a difference in the world, and it feels amazing. I know I'm not perfect, and I've made my share of mistakes. But I'm trying to learn from them and grow as a person. I'm trying to be a better mother, a better friend, and a better person. And you know what? It's not too late. My name is Doris, by the way, and I'm 91 years old. I've lived a long and complicated life, but I've finally figured out what truly matters to me. It's not wealth or status or success. It's relationships, love, and connection. If you're sitting at home, feeling like you've lost everything, like I did, just know that it's okay. It's okay to start over, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. It's okay to be human. I've been given a second chance at life, and I'm determined to make the most of it. If this reached your heart, please subscribe. I still have things to say. /prosody, /msdts, express as, /voice, /speak.